Hello everyone, welcome back to day 4 of the 100 Days of UI Design Challenge. Today we have something really spectacular, really special. I am so excited to share this with you because this is one of the most intricate, one of the most modern designs we've made. So the designs we made in the last 3 days were a little more colorful, a little more childlike, but now we're just leveling it up a little bit. So I am so excited to share today's design with you. This is going to be one of the best videos we've done on this channel ever. Alright, so just let's get started. Hello, hi Bharat. We've got a couple of people watching, so without any further delays, let's simply get started. Alright. We also got a cool new setup where everything just works sort of on itself, and today we are looking at this, as you've seen from the thumbnail, this super cool, super special, super spectacular design. It's very modern. It has cyberwolves in it. It makes you feel cool about yourself once you make it. The fonts as well, they are so bright, so big, so bold. You are just going to love it. The backgrounds for all of these have these beautiful gradients, shading from light to dark, from center to outside, which is actually a really cool radial gradient effect, and it's going to be super special showing you how to make this. This is one of the best ways we've used radial gradients so far. Also, this font is so nice. I mean, look at it. In the shadow side of things, it's thick is where it needs to be, and then on the other side of things it is thin. It is one of the rarer fonts you see, but it is going to be one of our best builds today. Let's get started without any delay. Hi, nobody says hi, hello. Alright, so the very first thing you need to do, obviously, I think we all know what we need to do. Very first, we need to install Figma. Of course we do. We just need to install Figma. So you'll just go to Google, search for Figma, download, and then that'll take you to figma.com/downloads, where you can download your own desktop app for Mac OS or Windows, wherever you're on. Click on it, get your installer, get it working, and after that, we can get started with our UI. Alright, so now that we have that installed, we'll just go to Figma, close up everything, click on a new file, and that gives you this really nice page. You just have to click on this new design file button. Bharadwaj Anisetti, sorry, I'm bad with names. Bharadwaj Anisetti says hi. Very Freelancer says, does it work the same for web? Obviously, you can get Figma web also. You can just go to figma.com, and that gives you exactly the same thing that you do in your native downloader, native installer. But the reason I'm using the application installed over here is sometimes when you're doing animations and 3D works, which we will do in one of these future streams, we have to do a 3D design now. You can get really nice, really cool animations that work without stopping. So this is my personal experience. When I try to use Figma in the browser, it just gets really wonky. Animations start breaking up, and it's a whole other headache when you start prototyping it and doing anything advanced at all. So again, browsers don't always have the capacity to just give one whole tab to Figma and get it working with all its cool animations and 3D stuff, which is why I usually go with the Figma version of the application inside of the desktop, but you can also very happily use the web version. Alright, enough talking. The first thing we need to do is create a frame. Just go to the frame, click on it, start dragging, create one simple frame. And I've said this 3 times before because we've had 3 other streams, you guys. In this design, this is a desktop based design, so you want it wider, then you want it tall. The standard resolution for wider layouts is 1920 by 1080. So we'll just simply type it out. No need to resize anything. Wow, I can't type 1080. Nice. How do you type? Wow. All right, now we've got that working. I'm just going to remove the camera because it seems to be giving us a world of trouble. Okay. Bharadwaj Anisetti says, just out of context, what do you think about Create, which is a similar like Figma? Asking because I just started with that. There are a lot of tools available online. There are so many options available. You have Adobe XD, Sketch, Create, which you just started. You have Figma. You have all of these things. But Figma is free. Figma gives you so many beautiful plugins, so many beautiful animations, so many things you can access and use in such an easy way. Like, this is where we're coming here every single day in 40 minutes, 1 hour. We're covering so many amazing animations. So I always go with Figma. But that's just what I'm biased to. But I've also found this after I started using Figma, after I started doing well with Figma. I went to Canva, I tried other different products, other different UI design creators, whatever you want to call them. And once your skills have improved, it really doesn't matter what program you're using. So as long as your skills have improved, Figma is a good place to improve your skills. And once you've improved your skills, you can use Framer, you can use anything you want. To this day, I don't go and watch an Adobe XD tutorial because as long as you know where the buttons are, as long as you're aware of Figma, you don't need to have a complete knowledge of everything that's out there. I like Figma. Figma is simple to do. Figma has 1,000 advantages which you can see online. So it's my tool of choice. I don't know that much about these Create. Which Create is this? I actually don't know what exact tool you're talking about, but Figma is good. Figma is free and it hasn't given me any problems in the last 4 years, so I'm biased towards it. Anyways, now we are coming back to our design and making the very, very nice background. So I was proud of the background in the beginning because we are going to use gradients for this. It's going to be light in the center and then it's going to give out a lot of light outside, and I am really excited to share that with you guys. All right. So, the very first thing we're going to do is get our frame. Oh wow, I think the camera is going wherever it wants to go. Fine, this works as well. Alright. Thankfully this is working. Anyways, sorry for that interruption. We'll just go to the frame, create on fill, go to the gradients section. Gradients are very, very important. Don't go to the fill, otherwise it's going to be confusing. Then you're going to go to radial gradients, and this is where the magic starts happening. So you can feel free to create anything you want in the center, have fun with it, choose the colors you like, but we are going to start using the colors that we want for this design. So I'm just going to go there, search for a light dark shade of green, and then we can customize it later. Go to the end and go to green again, search for a really dark shade, and when you do light colors in the center and dark colors outside, you immediately start to see how we made our original design. So this is how you are now in a position where you can place any character, not just a simple wolf or any specific character per se. You can place anything over here and it will look like it's like light is coming out of it. So it's a good effect to always have. This is one of the best things you can do with radial gradients by far. Alright, now that we have the background figured out, I want you to go to the description of this video. There is a Google Drive folder which is open for everyone to access. It has 4 different images inside of it of the 4 wolves, and it has our text file as well. It's called CyberWolves, and it has all of the different texts and descriptions that you might want to copy and paste, just so we can save time there. And once you find that link, download everything, you will be left with, again, I'm importing those images now. Just click on Ctrl-Shift-K, very, very simply. I'm opening the folder where I've downloaded and stored the folder that was in the description, the CyberWolf one. So the green one that we're using is Verdigris Mossfang. I'm just going to click on it, select, click on open, click on place all, and there we have it. One of the most spectacular entries ever, because we change the background's color to give out a light shade in the center, this immediately looks so much better. So if, for example, if this was closed off, you wouldn't find it as glamorous as you do now. So this is one of the best techniques you can possibly have. All right. Bharat says, hi ma'am, whatever we did in Canva, like designer poster making, that all we can do in Figma? Yes, of course, we can do every single thing. Of course, it requires a little more knowledge, and you are knowledgeable in UI design, that's why you're here. So as long as you want to make anything at all, you can do it in Figma. In fact, all of the designs all of the graphics and posters that I've done for this channel, including the YouTube art, you can go and check it out later. YouTube art, the 100 subscribers post, I do everything in Figma all the time, because again, this is just me, but Figma does offer you a lot of options. So when you go and start creating frames, you see a lot of frames for social media, Twitter posts, Twitter headers, Facebook posts, and this gives you the automatic size you need for your Facebook post or whatever else you need to make. And Canva is a tool for people who are less aware of UI design, less aware of graphic design per se, but every possible thing that you can do in Canva, I can guarantee you can do in Figma as well. And in fact, if there's anything you'd like me to try out that happens in Canva in your Figma, we can do it in these live streams as well, so please feel free to share it. All right. So with that out of the way, we are finally going to the most exciting part for this video, fonts. The fonts in this one are beautiful. Like, I had to legitimately spend 6 to 8 different hours just scouring the internet for these. And the reason I search a lot for fonts online is because you can have a simple font and then you can have a spectacular font, and that is the only thing you need to take your UI design from a 2 to 10. Fonts absolutely revolutionize whatever you're doing, and I'm going to demonstrate that in just a second. So I'm just going to go to Ctrl-Shift-K again. Actually, I don't want to go to Ctrl-Shift-K. I will open my actual folder where I placed the folder that I downloaded from the description. So there is a folder in the description that you can download, and it's called CyberWolf. It has a text file in it. It has all of the different texts that we have. I think this one is called Verdigris Mossfang. I'm going to copy and paste that title here. Change the color to white. And wow, we've got a lot of people joining today. This is a first for our 100 Days of UI Design Challenge. Make sure to click on the like button. I come here live every single day, 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time or 2:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. All right. Now that we have some text, we're going to increase its size. We should take it over to 200, because again, we sort of are going to need that. All right. Let's increase its size, 205. Again, this is something that you figure out only after you've done it a couple of times. Okay. Now is the most exciting part ever. So I'm just going to increase its font size a little bit. Search for the font Notable. It is a free font. It is a Google font. I don't know how this good a font is free, honestly, but it is one of the most beautiful fonts you'll ever work with, one of the most spectacular ones you can ever do. And when you have a thick font like this, try to use it in the color white. So have a dark background and use it in the color white. If you try to use fonts like these with a black background, it's almost always not going to give you the kind of effects you want. So when you have a font like this, which is thick and it sort of looks nice, you want to have it be in the color of white and a background be a little bit darker. 92.3% is what I'm going to put the height here to be. This height is in percentages, so you don't want to put in pixels over here, because pixels were, as we saw last time, pixels were sort of smushing this together. We want a percentage value. We'll click, and now we have a beautiful percentage value in 3 simple steps: creating a frame, adding a background color, and then adding our character. In 3 simple steps, we are already 70% done in the most spectacular designs I've ever made ever. So this is sort of the power of getting the right font here. So if, for example, I did something really plain here, like Roboto, you just be bored at some point. But if I change this font back to notable, now we have something to talk about. All right. Now that we have this figured out, we are going to center the font. Make sure it is centered. Make sure this container has the right height. So I think the height is suffering here a little bit. Yes, it had one extra line, so we're just going to resize it, put it in the center, because if your text is in the center and then you center align it, your text will definitely be in the center of the page. Meanwhile, if the alignment of your text is in the left and you center align the box where it's at, it will still go to the left of the page. So if you want something to be in the dead absolute center, you want to center align it and align the box itself to be center as well. Alright, and now it comes time for the description text. We'll just copy it, really simply paste it, get this font file from the Google Drive folder inside the description now. Also get your images, because this is going to be one of our simplest builds. In fact, it's beautiful, but it is also going to be one of the simplest, most beautiful things we've ever done. Alright, for this one I'm going to use the font color white again, but the font is going to be quite simple. So this is something you always need to take care of. If you have a font like Notable, like OI, which is very, very, very complicated, very, very, very beautiful, very, very detailed, you always want to have the other font be simple. The description font or the text font, whichever font you're using, you always want it to be simple. And if you have a font that's quite fancy looking like Notable, the one we used here, you always want to keep it in the titles. Never use it for your paragraphs. If you use it for your paragraphs, then everything's sort of going to look terrible and no one can read anything. So just because I used a fancy font in the title, now I am forced to use a simple font in the description. I can't use anything that's fancy over here. So for example, if I used OI, it would look horrible like this, but if I use this font or this one in the heading, it will look quite nice. And again, you want to have as much readability as possible when you're using fonts like these. I'm just going to put this back to auto, because we don't need to do anything special here. See, this is already coming together. It's one of the most simplest, one of the most beautiful builds we've ever done, and it happens so quickly, it's quite unbelievable. Yesterday's build took a lot of time and it was honestly quite draining, the text effect one, but this is the most simplest, the quickest build ever. Like, we're 20 minutes in and we're already looking at this beautiful UI. Also, today's live stream, today's build is super special. I have a surprise for you. Very Freelancer says, I found this on the internet. At the end of this live video, can you please simply guide that how is this website design made, especially about how background is made, which colors? Wait a moment. I'm reading the comments now. I found this on the internet. At the end of the live video, can you please simply guide how is this website's design made, especially about how background made which colors? This is a simple background. It has a simple radial gradient. It's just using two colors. It's using a light green and it's using a dark green. So you just create your frame, go to the gradients tab, radial gradients, choose a light green from this point, just go to the green, choose any light green you like, just not too light, any medium light green you like, and then go to the same green and get a really dark shade, and then you're going to end up with something that looks like this. If it looks too light, you can add colors here, drag it out, figure out what you like. I think I like this shade a lot more, so it's just a really simple thing to do. But when you're using radial gradients, it brings out your hero character wonderfully well. I cannot amplify this enough. Alright, enough talking. We'll just make this smaller because it seems to be taking up a lot of space. 18 works well. I am happy with 18. And always make sure to align things, because you always want things to align, because if you don't, then you're not going to know where things are, because if you don't align it, it's really going to look really random and weird. Make sure to click on the like button if you're liking what we're doing with this. It's so fun here to hang out with you guys, to make some of the most beautiful designs I've ever seen, and I'm sure you will as well. All right, now that we have, you know what, I'm just going to make this a little bit larger. Sorry for the extremely long amount of time it takes me to figure this out. All right, now that this is almost 80-90% done, we are going to go to the next part, which is the navigation bar. So the navigation bar had all of the 4 images of all of the 4 wolves, and it lets you choose which wolf you're using. We'll just go click on Ctrl+Shift+K. This lets you take all of your wolves, click on place all. Figma places all of your wolves aligned together very, very beautifully. And now, since we are using this for the navigation, we need to figure out which wolf comes after which wolf. So we need to figure out what colors to choose that go after the next one better. I think this green is the most beautiful one here, and then you have this blue. This blue sort of goes into this purple, and then this purple has orange eyes. Orange eyes though everyone has, but these sort of go in this order really, really well. Alright, now we are going to take all of these images and sort of figure out how to crop them. Before we do that, we're going to make sure this frame is ready to receive these images. So we're going to create an ellipse, and very, very simply Figma allows you to create an ellipse. Click on Shift. That would make sure that these 2 numbers are always equal. Click on Shift, go all the way up to 146. Don't be worried about anything of that sort. Just copy and paste this once again, and again, this is what we're doing here is very simple to the avatars you have for various social media platforms, and so these wolves are also going to have those. And now we're going to change the colors that are inside of these. So because every background, every wolf, every character has very, very dark shades, it's always wise to go with a lighter shade. So I'm just going to leave it a little bit lighter because you want attention to come to this place. And now I want to put the image of the wolf also. So I'm just going to go to here, click on fill, click on image, choose our image. I'll choose this green wolf once again. And then this is the really important part, guys. Go to crop, take this wolf, click on control or just click on shift. That makes sure everything scales up evenly. Scale its face up to a point where its face comes directly inside the circle. So this starts giving you a preview of what it's going to look like. And then make sure this image's opacity is set to 100. Alright, and now I'm not completely happy with this shade of light green. It does not look very good. So I'm just going to take the color that we were using here and make it lighter. Just figure out a color from here. Alright, this looks good. Now I'm going to take it one more time. Do the same exact thing. We want the blue wolf here now. We'll just create a shade of really light blue. That works well. And click on plus, go here, click on image, choose our image, take Cerulean Cyber Sky, crop it, click here, click on crop, shift, click on shift, always hold shift, move it out, click on shift, drag it, click some more. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to click on the like button, subscribe. I come live every single day at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time or 2:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, whichever you're closer to. Now we're going to do purple. Get a light shade of purple. This is starting to look kind of cute. Alright, just click on plus, really simply. I would love to see you guys also follow along, either with this or after this tutorial is done and uploaded. Everything is here for you guys to take and use. click on crop, use the hashtag 100 days of UI design with Veera, tag me on social media. It would be so lovely to see what you guys come up with. Come up with your own variations or create a replica. Also, this design is really good for your portfolios if you want to put it up there as a UI designer. And now the boring part finally comes to an end. We'll click on here and go to the orange part. Click on orange, click on plus, go to the image, go to, actually, you know what? We need to choose an image first. Click on shift. Shift is always a good key. Move this around and then click on shift. Make sure this comes up in the center. All right, now we have the navigation section complete. I'm going to group this navigation section. Just select everything. Ellipse 1, 2, 3, 4. Control G is the shortcut for group, and rename this navigation. Beautiful. Now we have a navigation component. You can actually use this in all of your other designs as well. So the very first thing we're going to do is take it, go to the assets, and we've created a component. We'll just click on these 4 circles, click on create component, and now we have a component. Now we can use this anywhere we like. We can also customize this a little bit. So I'll just add a stroke here because I want this to be the one that's selected. I'll go outside because if you go to inside, it's going to cut off pieces of your wolf. So you're going to go to outside, click on white, and this gives us the beautiful completed first UI design. I am so proud of this. But now here, this is the secret I was saving for all of you watching up until this part. We are going to give this guy the cutest shadow silhouette you have ever seen. So we'll just take it and right click. Watch this carefully. This happens too quickly, and it is one of the hidden special effects that we're using. Take it, go to flip vertical. This turns your thing guy upside down. Align its feet with the feet of the main character. Click on crop and just sort of drag it from the center upwards. And now that we have a edge outside of its crop boundaries, you're going to take it without pressing any key, just smush it together. Just smush it. Mercilessly smush it. Then take it, put it inside of your frame. In fact, you know what? We need to smush it a little bit more, make it smaller. If you don't have enough space, just take these and shift a little bit above with them as well, because we have space up top, and the effect that I'm about to show you is one of the best effects you will ever learn in UI design. I can guarantee that. Take your image, smush it some more. Alright, now it comes inside of the frame, and now you're going to send it behind your main image. So this is our main image. In fact, we need to put it inside the frame, and now we are sure that this main image is already above this. So you're just going to rename this to shadow, just so there is no confusion, and this is our main character, so we'll just rename it main. So now I'm going to take my shadow, add an effect. It is called layer blur, one of the best effects you will ever find in the right circumstances. This is now a real life shadow, so this feels like he's standing on water and it's kind of being deflected. This is one of the absolute banging best effects you will ever come across, and this is how our first UI design is complete. So check out the cool features that we made in a matter of 30 minutes. We gave it the most beautiful background gradient. We gave it the most beautiful shadow I've ever seen. The best tricks of UI design ever. We built a navigation panel, created an asset in Figma. We'll reuse it in the upcoming parts of this video. We will reuse it as a component, highlighted the part of the component that we wanted, used some of the best fonts available freely on Google Fonts. We used Notable, and then we used Montserrat. This is one of the best designs we've ever made, one of the quickest ones. Share it with your friends. We want a lot of people here, and then we'll all interact as a community. If you like what you're doing, make sure to click on the like button. I'm going to copy this frame, paste it, Valley Freelancer says, I think we cannot share links of websites here. I want some guide designs system of a website. Valley, you can comment inside in this video down under there, and I'll take a look. I think after this video is done, I can take a look at that, because right now I believe it's only giving us the live chat. No worries. Just comment whatever you want inside the comment section after this video is over, and I'll explain anything you want to you. Alright, now we are going to take the most beautiful frames we've ever made, copy and paste it. Oh, we already copied it. Fine. And I'm going to get the other wolf here as well. Place it exactly where the other one was placed. And make sure it reaches there completely. Reaches its full space. Click on shift to scale it up. Place it exactly where the green wolf was pasted. Rename it to be main. And delete your previous main, that element. That is very important. Alright, so you remember how we made this cool shadow? This time we are going to make a cool shadow for this blue character, but we are going to do it through a shortcut. This is one of the best things you can do in one of the best effects ever. You're going to create this through a shortcut. You're going to go here, you're going to choose an image, and you're going to choose the Cerulean Cyber Sky Wolf. And what that does is it automatically gives you, without you touching anything, without you going layer blur, squishing the image, cropping it, without any of those headache, it automatically gives you a shadow for the previous style that we chose. We are being so efficient today. I am so proud of everyone watching, everyone who chooses to make it, myself, all of you guys. This is such a team effort. And now we are going to change the background color so that this wolf starts looking like it is home. This is the most beautiful UIs I've ever made, you guys. Alright, now that I want a blue and I want some guidance as to where it's supposed to be at, I'm just going to take the blue in its fins and make it just a little bit darker. Don't worry if it looks weird right now, we will fix it. Go to the other 100% marker and choose some dark shade from its tail or its body once again. Or just, you know what, let's just go to blue once again and choose the darkest shade of blue we can find. This now puts this blue wolf in a place where it belongs, makes it look spectacular. Like that, in 5 seconds or less, I've just made one of the best designs ever. Alright, now we are going to reuse this component as I promised. We'll just remove it and go here. In fact, if you didn't have this, because we copied this from our last design, we actually don't have to go to the assets tab to import this component. But if, for example, I was making a mobile UI where I wasn't copying this, in fact, we will do a couple of mobile UIs later. So if I was making a mobile UI, for example, using this same wolf and using this same color, I'm just getting a black color for now, and I wanted this to be in a different position in a mobile UI, I would just drag it, place it here, and I would have the absolute same one from where we started. So this asset is going to give us reusable copies of what is made in its first instance, and then you can go from there. Alright, so for now we don't need it, but in fact, if you wanted to copy these colors to be the exact same, side note, just go to the fill, go to the libraries tab, click on plus, just type the color that you're using, enter blue, go here. It would give you a reusable color shade gradient, which are difficult to accomplish sometimes. And now you have a UI version of a mobile as well. In fact, you know what, if enough people type mobile in the chat, we'll also make a mobile version for this UI today. As I copy and paste the text, if you would like to see a mobile UI today, just comment it in the chat. Just type M or mobile in the chat, whatever you're comfortable with, and we will make this in its mobile version as well. Alright. Now we're going to go to the File Explorer, get our, in fact we had it. This is Cerulean Cyber Sky, it's a blue wolf. We'll copy this, go here, paste it, once again, go here, copy it, paste it, And like that, we have our second screen ready too. We have our second screen ready as well. Wow, this is going so fast today. This is just happening so nicely. Everything's just working out so well today. I am surprised. All right, I'm just going to take this. Since we need to make 2 more, we'll just copy it, paste it, duplicate it, and now I'm just going to go here, click on image. Now we'll do everything with shortcuts. Go to the purple Plumshire Phantom. Actually, you know what, this makes it quite large. I'm just going to drag it from here, take it, make sure it's about the same size, because sometimes these images have different sizes as well. All right, now we'll take it, copy the name of the character, paste it, copy the text once again, paste it again, choose the correct character from our click on 7, that's the width we're using, go to white. Oh wow, did we actually remove our wolf? That's nice, isn't it? Click on outside, go to the white section. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, click on the notifications bell. We go live every single day at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time, because this is the 100 Days of UI Design Challenge. And we need to change the background color. Rename the character, main, delete the previous main, go to the shadow of this particular wolf, click on choose image, click on the other image that we want. We automatically get the most nicest shadow in the whole world. We'll just change the colors now and go to the radial gradient fill, get in here, copy the color from inside the wolf, change its shade one more time. This looks kind of nice. This looks nice. I'm just gonna go with this shade. So originally we had a darker shade planned, but I'm just going to go with the lighter shade just because it looks so good, and its eyes also shine with the orange. All right, next we'll just change it once again. Click on fill. Actually, you know what? Why did I do that? All right, now I'm just going to click on this detach style icon. This lets me detach my colors. Choose the choose the orange that we'd like, and then go a shade darker. But before we do that, let's just change this character totally. We are so close to completing this UI design, guys. And then after we're done with these frames, we are going to do animations, which are the best, most exciting part of this process ever. I'm just going to place it here, rename it to main. We'll just speed run this. Delete it. Go to our navigation section. Remove the stroke. Get back here. Place a stroke one more time. This is one of the simplest designs you ever made. Put it to outside. Go up here. Click on orange. Make it dark, darker, darker. We can go a little bit more dark with this. All right. How many of you are having fun making this? Just let me know in the comments below. Click on the like button and we'll have so much fun. All right. So I think this is as good as it's going to get. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to go to the shadow now. Does anyone want to see a mobile version of this UI? Because I would be so excited to share the mobile version with you, because it's the simplest build ever and it would look really sleek. Just type M in the chat. Alright, did we change its name? Yes, we did. No, we did not. We'll just go to the text file, go to Ashen Fire, Astra Main. These are also such techie names. It's sort of weird. Remove extra characters, and finally take the description. I feel like we're just doing such a nice job at making this today. This is coming together so much quicker than I thought. This is awesome. All right, now we have a completed set of 4 of the best UI designs we have ever made on this channel, and we are about to get into the most exciting part of the most exciting design as well. This is the part of animations. Go to the prototype tab. It is one of the best tabs in Figma ever. Of course, design tab is also useful. Click on interactions, go to on click on navigate to, then click on the other frame, go to the smart animate feature, go to the quick feature and change the timing to be 700 because you want it to be a little more relaxed. But before we start animating left and right, before we start doing everything everywhere, we'll just make sure everything is renamed the same. So we'll just take the title, rename it to be title, copy title here and paste it for every title placeholder. Again, this seems worthless right now. Renaming things always seems worthless, but in the smart animate feature, if 2 things are renamed the same in 2 different frames, it gives it the most beautiful animation tech effect ever, and you are going to love the way this turns out. I can guarantee that. All right, we are almost done. We just renamed everything, and make sure our navigation is also renamed the same way. The wolves are also renamed, the shadows are also renamed. So you will know that Figma already detects that these need to animate together once you click on one of these images and all of them become automatically highlighted. So I'll just click on one shadow and all of the shadows are highlighted. I'll click on one of these, and in fact this does not happen with text as much, but you still need to make sure that the title is same for all text placeholders. Now that we have done this, I'm just going to go to the other frame, click on it, go to the next one, click on it, go to the next one. All of these settings that we did in the first 2 are always preserved in Figma. This is one of the things that I love about Figma. Go to frame 4 and make sure to link the last frame to the first one. I always recommend it. People forget it and then it becomes a whole thing again. We'll go here, click on play, and magic. So I'm going to resize my screen for this one. Give me a moment. All right. And put everything to full screen. This is one of the best UIs we have ever made on this channel. I am so proud of the way this turned out. It's one of the most spectacular UIs we've ever built. The quickest, spectacular, beautiful UIs we've ever built. You can always have this video. It will be in the live tab of this channel, and you can always play around with it, try to replicate it, try to make it. This is one of the best designs I have ever made. This is one of the best designs you are ever going to make. You can always feel free to add it to your UI design portfolio, because designs like these are very modern, very nice looking, but are not enough in enough numbers out there. So this can also be the one thing that makes you stand out from that different audience, from that different complete group of people who are not doing animations like these. This is what gets you in the door as your position as a UI designer. Also, we're doing these every single day completely for free. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like this video, so I know you all appreciate this as much as I do. Also, I am now going to publish it, share it with you guys in the chat, and if you think we should do any more changes before I publish it for everyone to see, for all of you to see, just let me know in the chat real quick. Should I do any more changes? Is there anything that you would like to see improve or change? Should I make a mobile version of it today? Just let me know in the chat. Yes, I did use the circles. Hold on, just Figma got closed. Bharat says you used those circle as button. Hold on a minute. As a button. We can, in fact. I clicked on the screen. The screen also works right now, but you can use them as buttons as well. In fact, if you wanted to give your buttons special animations, we could do that simply by going here, clicking on the prototype tab, clicking on interactions, on click, navigate to the, in fact this does not have any navigation to, we'll go here, we'll click on this, we'll go here, we'll click on this. This will basically take us to all the different frames that we need to go to. And right now what we were doing is we're just clicking here and it would automatically take us to the next UI. We will improve the buttons so that any button can take you to any UI. So they weren't made to be as buttons, but now they will be. And did you see when I changed the animation style in this file, since this is actually an asset that we've saved over here, every single one of these is automatically done to prototype to the next tab. And now you can openly use them as buttons. So you can go in any random order you'd like. But again, the best effects always happen with the simplest smart animate features in Figma. And now I'm just going to take this whole design and I'm going to share it with all of you. You can see it, you can have fun with it, play around with it, see what you can come up with. I'm going to copy the link. Anyone with this link can view this file. And I'm going to paste it in the chat, in the live chat. We'll directly go over here, we'll paste it in the chat. And everyone who joins and sees this is also visible to us in the screen. So we'll have a lot of fun seeing who comes up here. Everyone who joins it. Valley Freelancer says, can the next video be on portfolio design? Of course it can be. In fact, you know what? I'll do it. I'm feeling so happy with the way this design turned out. Okay, let's make the next design portfolio design because Valley asked for it. Tomorrow, 8 p.m., we're going to be designing a portfolio for you UI designers out there. And we're going to do a couple of different versions. In fact, we can do like a light mode, dark mode thing. Today, within an hour or so, a community post will be shared and you can vote on what you like in the portfolio design versions as well. So I'll have a couple of portfolio designs ready today and I'll share it in the community tab. You can vote on what you'd like to see the most. And anyone who is viewing this is also visible up here. So we have a couple of anonymous people here. And this is the best part of this UI, you guys, having the ability to share it and make it together as a team. This has been one of the most spectacular designs I've absolutely ever made. All right. So I'm just going to take a look at the comments we have today one last time. Alright, so this has been one of the best designs I've ever made and we've had so much fun making this. We've learned a lot of things today. Let's just cover everything really quickly. We've learned the gradients, the magic gradients can do in highlighting one simple character. We have learned the most super secret ninja technique to making silhouettes ever, character shadows. This is one of my favorite techniques in the whole wide world. We've also learned to make these random animation navigation panel tabs. We've made an asset out of this, a reusable component, that is we've added special custom fonts like Notable over here, and we've also made another font which is Montserrat over here. We've tried to figure out how to use it. We have used so many different cool things. We learned so many different things we didn't even know existed, and this has been so much fun, you guys. I hate to end this live stream, but we get live here every single day at 8 p.m. Indian Standard Time or 2:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. I'll be live here every single day. This has been one of the absolute best streams we've done on this channel because of how beautiful it does look, and this has been again so much fun coming out here with all of you guys today. Welly says, when I hover on green wolf button, it shows its web page, while I have not clicked on that when blue is selected. I'm not sure what that means. I am really not sure what you mean by that. Bharat says it's really superb, ma'am. I viewed. Thank you so much, Bharat. That is so nice. Anyways, you can always tweak around things a little bit, add some more animations. Shweta Chaudhary says, good evening. Good evening, Shweta. We've made one of the most beautiful designs on this channel today. You can watch this complete tutorial from start to finish. After this is stopped, also it will be visible in our live tab. In fact, I might pin it as the first video in this channel's homepage as well. Thank you so much everyone for sticking around until the end. I have to go today. I hate to leave today, but we go live every single day at 8:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, or 8 p.m. every single day Indian Standard Time and 2:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Click on the like button if you like what we've done today. I will come back with the most beautiful portfolio design you've ever seen tomorrow, 8 p.m. In fact, in today's community tab, within this next hour, I think by 10 p.m. today, in the community tab, we'll have a vote. So you can vote there. You can vote for which portfolio, because I have a couple of portfolios ready with me. So by 10 p.m. today, you will have a beautiful community post choosing what kind of portfolio you want to see next, and it is going to be so fun. Thank you everyone for joining. Goodbye. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.